Hey, 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 it is Coach K, owner of Wanna Go Fit. You know what I'm doing, saving the world 1 pound at a time. This month, because you know it's a month for everything, this month is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So I thought, what better to do than to bring on a male? How about that? Because you know we need more, y'all. A male counselor. So I'm going to let you tell them all about yourself and everything, but the thing is, I want y'all to listen to what he has to say. So this is my homeboy, Efrem DeHughes. Give a clap. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I have known Efrem for some time now. And he began as a client, actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Personal training. So, right. Because he like, I'm going to let y'all tell this story here. So, take it away.
I was working 2 jobs. I had a long night.
Y'all see the excuses he's throwing? Just so
I'm in HEB. I'm in HEB, y'all. And she's behind me in the line. And I got all this junk food on the cashier about to pay, and it was a stressful day. So I think I had muffins, candy, ice cream. So she tapped me on my shoulder and was like, "You okay?" So I guess I was doing some stress eating, y'all, but that's how we met. And from there, she gave me a meal plan, gave me a workout regimen, helped me with a routine. I went through kind of a transformation. I was able to lose almost like 30 pounds. It may not look like it now, but back then, she got me lean, y'all. She got me lean, and it was tough. So yeah, that's kind of how we met. So thank God that night was a stressful night, and I was kind of young, or I probably would have called her attention. But since then, she's just been a good friend, colleague, and just here to support her in what she does, man. Yeah.
I'm just saying, y'all, God looks out for fools and babies. And sometimes you don't know where it's coming from, but it's coming. Yeah. So we're going to talk about, like you said, more about Efrem's fitness journey first before we get into the mental health aspect of it. All right, so I want to talk about your fitness journey. Like you said, as we started, it was because I was looking at your card, being nosy. Yeah, I am. All in the business. Yes, I am. And like you said, so we started off, and I remember when we began because it was your birthday. And you and my grandma had the same birthday. Yeah. And I remember you said there was a birthday present to yourself to get fit.
Right. Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. That is how you started. Mm-hmm. So take it from there. Like you said, you came to me. We did an assessment. We did a plan. Take it from there.
I think you did the before picture. You did like
your evaluation.
And you did a measurements and stuff like that. Yeah. So I just kind of committed to starting off slow. I think in the beginning, I just started off maybe like walking a half a mile, something, just to do something. And then slowly I started walking more miles then I started jogging. I started working out daily. Yeah. Getting the gym, I think maybe like 3 to 5 times a week, drinking more water. I think you used to give me checkups.
Yes.
Accountability is important.
That accountability club. Yeah, that's what it was.
The hardest way to do it is by yourself. So having somebody that, I started expecting to hear from you to check in because I'm like, okay, I know Kiana gonna call me.
I'm in the business, y'all. I'm in the business.
So having that was helpful. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I went back to cycling, started taking it more serious. I ended up buying me a couple bikes, you know what I mean? And yeah, because it's different bikes for different types of rides.
Right.
You know
okay. Well, what are the different types? Because I have a bike. I call her Blue Flame.
Right. We see you on Strava.
I'm just saying.
And for me, having an outlet of fitness is good because you have something that you can kind of divorce yourself from the daily stressors to lose yourself in. Yeah. Plus, us men, older men, I got bad knees, and cycling to me is a good exercise. It's low impact on knees. It's meditative because you be out there by yourself sometimes. So it's just be you and God. And it's cardio. It's full body. Yeah. And it just gives you a sense of like just getting out. Plus you getting some vitamin D because you out there in the sun. So the different bikes I got is I got a gravel bike that you can ride on pavement and on mountain bike trails. Then I got a road bike that you just ride strictly on pavement.
Okay.
Then I got a couple bikes for just cruising. If you want to just cruise around, but you're not trying to get no workout, but you just kind of just want to be out because it's a nice day. The weather's nice, right? So, gentlemen, cycling. Cycling is a cheat code if you ask me. You know what I mean?
So?
Yeah, because you might not be able to squat in the gym. You can't do the leg press in the gym, right? You can't do a lot of strenuous stuff because you might have limitations.
Right.
To get you a bike, you know, you can, like I said, cardio, you know, you can burn, you know what I mean? And plus it's full body. So cycling to me is a cheat code, gentlemen. If you kind of look for an exercise. Plus, I could do it till I'm like 70. I can ride a bike till I'm 70. You know what I mean? So yeah. If you
just being honest, you could probably go further than that.
Right.
You know. Right. Now, I do agree with you with the cycling on the joints and so forth because it's really it's a low impact activity. The only thing, and even though I can't do it, it's on my bucket list. Is swimming.
Swimming. Yeah.
Swimming.
Yeah.
Swimming. Okay. Swimming is the only thing that I feel like if someone had to choose something to do where it would be low impact all the way around and easy on the joints, swimming. And they got swimming pools in a lot of these YMCA's. You know what I mean? So you get your YMCA membership. Yeah, swimming is it. You know? And it's like you said, it's full body and it's cardio. You work every muscle.
Yeah.
Every muscle with swimming. Like I said, it's on the bucket list.
Right. You get lean swimming too.
It's not that I can do it yet.
You get lean swimming.
You do. You do. It's just like running. It's just like running. You get the same physique that you get from cycling than you do with swimming. So it's pretty similar. Now, if you had to say the amount of commitment that you give to fitness now versus 10 years ago, what would it be?
I would say now, I'm more committed now.
More committed now.
Only reason is because 10 years ago, I didn't really have to worry about as much what I ate. I didn't have to worry about, because until I turned like almost 40, I never really had to worry about what I ate.
Y'all, he had cereal, cookies.
The good cereal. Because you can have honey nut cereal. Nah, I had the good stuff.
That's right.
The crunch, the Cocoa Pebbles. Yeah. So I would say it's because my health is more important now. Because I want to look healthy, feel healthy, and be healthy. You know what I mean? So as I've aged, especially us black men, our health, you know, is important. It's vital that we like put a focus on fitness. Whereas before I don't have to worry about it. Plus I don't hoop no more. So I gotta make, you know, and it's like I said, it's an outlet, it's meditative. I would say fitness is just as important, if not more, is my mental health and my spirituality. Because fitness is important. I can't be there for my clients. I can't be there for my family. I can't be there for me if I don't take care of my health. So you can't be there to spend it if you're not healthy. So
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
So I would say now is more of a commitment.
I wrote an article not too long ago, and the title was "Exercise is Self-Care." And it is. You know, if you are taking that time to put your energy back into yourself, especially when you put out energy, right? You know, as a person of especially of service, we take in a lot of energy, a lot of energy, right? So it's good that, you know, to find a healthy outlet, you know, to let that out. Now, I'm going to circle back, not to put you on blast or nothing. However,
here we go, y'all.
However, you just said that, you know, you're getting back on it. You know, you're 15 to 20 pounds heavier than you were, you know, maybe a few months ago. Why? What did you just say? I'm not going to do it anymore. I mean, what happened?
So let me say this first.
Disclaimer!
Right?
Disclaimer!
Falling off is part of it.
It is.
Falling off is part of it, right?
It is.
So
you're right.
It's not about not falling off. It's being able to realize when you do and not let yourself fall off for so long to get back on. So I just stopped making it a priority because life was just getting in the way, and I was making excuses, and my daily regimen changed, my schedule changed. So when I got out of my routine, it became less important, and then I started not eating. It made me more susceptible to going back to the stuff that was in the register when you met me. So yeah, just kind of getting out of my routine, man. And before you realize it, it's like it's so easy to fall off, but to get back on is hard. You know what I mean? So the best thing to do is try not to fall off too long.
Well, and with that, it's about what I heard was one bad decision led to another bad decision, which here we are, right? Yeah. Give yourself some grace.
Indeed.
Give yourself some grace.
It's part of it.
It's part of it. Yeah. That one day you said, man, I'm not feeling it. It's okay. Had you gave yourself grace for that day, because you're entitled to that moment, but it has nothing to do with the next moment.
You're right.
It has nothing to do with the next moment. So that's the whole thing. People say, I'm going to have a cheat day. Word. You going to have a whole day of shenanigans? No. One decision leads to another decision, and that is a slippery slope.
It is, indeed. Yeah,
right?
It is, yeah.
Too many.
Because once you've had one cheat day, then it make it easy to
keep
have
the party going. Yeah.
And before you know it, now you're living on cheat days. Right. That was hard to get back.
Right. Okay.
So it's best not to fall off, but if you do, just try not to fall off too long.
Give yourself some grace.
If you stick to the basics, you ain't got to return back to them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that you said that. I spoke at a motorcycle club annual. Mm-hmm. Now, for those who know, I used to ride. I used to be in a motorcycle club. One thing that I loved about this group, they included a health and wellness segment in their annual event. I had never seen anything like this. And that was what I told them. It was good that I did that because it was kind of full circle. Right. It brought it back around. Right. And that's what I said. You can't keep making the same decisions and think that anything is going to change. Right?
Nothing changes. Yeah.
You're a product of your habits. That part. All right. Well, I'm just saying, y'all. I know I may be biased. However, did you hear how fitness and mental health went together? He said it's his outlet, y'all. He said that he uses that as a way to decompress. It's vital.
It is.
It's vital. It's vital. So before we move into the mental health aspects of it, y'all know I love a good PSA, public service announcement. So what do you have?
Get your PSA checked. For us men, particularly black men, we had the highest rates of diagnosis for prostate. And for many of us, and men, y'all know, we don't want to go to no physical. And we don't want no blood work. We don't want to do nothing with the doctor. But times have changed now.
Yes.
We have to motivate, encourage each other to kind of go get checked. So I encourage men, if you're not going to get a biannual physical twice a year, at least go once a year. Get that PSA check, because what you don't want to do is delay it, because then by the time they find it, it could be potentially too late. So now you might get diagnosed with cancer. So if you're getting a check regularly, and they have screenings, fellas. It ain't checked by everybody the way it think it's checked, right? And y'all know what I'm talking about.
Y'all know what they say. They like, hold up.
No, they can test with your blood. They can screen you with your blood. So if you're afraid of needles, go get checked. Go get checked, because we are in definite need to be on top of our health. in our medical.
I agree.
Get checked, fellas.
I did some research, and it said only 13 to 16% of men seek out therapy. Why do you think that is?
That's a good question. It's a loaded question. It's a layered question.
It is. It is.
So let's start from, I believe, by being a clinician, that if we saw more people that look like us at these spots that's providing the care, we'd probably be more likely to go seek help. I think, society looks at us as like we should be strong, we should just man up. I think that it looks at as weak by admitting that you can possibly benefit from therapy. Whereas we are the most untreated and undiagnosed of men in society, right? So when they come up with the DSM is the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, or what us clinicians look at to determine how we're going to diagnose a client.
Okay.
When they do the research for all this, and they got the data and statistics, the symptoms that show up for a male for depression in the DSM is basically not from men of color. So we don't present as depressed as most men do. Most men appear depressed as sad, kind of flat, maybe withdrawn. With us, easily agitated, angry, right? We may have this obsession to chase money to keep us distracted on working on ourselves.
Wow.
Right? Control issues.
Okay.
Right? Or being so closed off emotionally. You know what I mean? That's also a sign for us. So I think it would start with just kind of like creating a safe space for us to feel that we can go and kind of just talk about some of this stuff. Because we're also the most highly traumatized.
So I guess that's my question. How do you know that it's just not, maybe they don't have emotional maturity to be able to communicate these feelings and so forth? Why would these maybe easily agitated or anything present a issue of depression versus just immaturity? How do you know the difference? How can you establish the baseline to say, no, this is a little bit more than, just maybe my habits or my behavior, my upbringing?
Yeah, what risky behavior and substance abuse is also signs of self-medicating from trauma, right? I think the short answer to that is sometimes you may never know without doing an assessment, right? Okay. However, whatever we see, whether it's immaturity or the list of symptoms, is not the problem.
Okay.
That's just the symptom.
That's just the symptom. Right. That's just the symptom.
Right. That's the runny nose and that's the cough, but it ain't cold.
Right.
So until we find out from assessment what the issue is, all we doing is treating symptoms and not the problem. So we're not going to kind of like really address the real issue unless we sit down and just have a talk. You know what I'm saying? We can just start with dialogue and getting some history, because we was taught, as y'all know, suck it up. Don't cry like a little bee and stop crying. So we was taught from a young age not to express ourselves emotionally. So we're not going to all of a sudden get to an age that we're so-called adults and feel emotionally mature when we haven't had the chance to develop that throughout our lifespan.
Do you feel like as far as, like you said, upbringing between, say, black and white, Chinese and Jamaican, I know, whatever. Do you feel like, depending on the ethnicity of the group, is the amount of softness that you're allowed to share?
Absolutely. Right? Because that's why young black boys in society is looked at as men. You know what I mean? And I can assure you, a lot of times
they are not. They have not matured.
Right, but they're boys, but they look at in a society as men. They look at black boys as men. So I think there has been some, so like, for example, they don't I don't want to say only black men, but men of color particularly, we know what it's like to have that feeling of something going wrong when we have interaction with law enforcement. That's trauma.
Yeah.
The situation with the kid right now that just got all them years.
Right.
That's whether people realize it or not, that's traumatizing us.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to him?
Yeah.
That's so now it just adds to the fear that we have of the establishment. Like, whoa, if that can happen to him, that's us.
Right.
So all these micro signs of trauma over time also goes back to the health. Why you think we got the highest rates of high blood pressure?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stress.
Yeah.
And I'm not making no excuses, but that's just reality of it. We are exposed to certain societal stressors that not all men are exposed to. I'll just say that. Just because our ethnicity.
I definitely co-sign on that. I feel like so majority of black men definitely have some opposition to therapy, counseling, but I honestly feel like it's just a lot of men, that just don't see the benefit of talking and so forth. Something that I've seen recently that I like, it's like a men's circle that they're doing here in San Antonio. And I like that. The men that get together, it's a safe place. I know, like you said, you may say, and we were talking about that offline earlier about the barbershop.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, it's good to
That's a therapy session.
That is a therapy session. Most men, these are their counselors. These are their therapists. The barbers. Yeah. The barbers. However, how do you know the barber isn't responding to you through their trauma?
Because they are. No, they are. Because they're not trained clinically, professionally not to. So unless you train, you don't know how to differentiate your stuff from somebody else's. So when you get some advice, your advice you're giving is potentially tainted by your unresolved stuff that you're working on. And that's just the stuff you're aware of. What about the stuff that you're not aware of?
Right.
That you don't notice.
Right.
So, and another thing, as far as I think men of color, I don't think that we are. When was the last time you seen a commercial? We're conditioned, we're programming conditioned in a certain kind of way. Not to make no excuse, but when was the last time you seen a commercial promoting it? When was the last time you seen an image in a movie of somebody motivating somebody to go do it? How often are we seeing any images that feed our consciousness to ever assume that that's a healthy way to go for men? Right? You don't see that.
Point.
Right? You just seeing what? The hero. You seeing us being tough, us being strong. And then when you do see a man that, okay, I'm gonna be vulnerable, it's used against him. It's weaponized against him. It's soft. Or something like that. So it's like, I get it. Men, you have to, understand that, and this is like really not to make an excuse, but I really feel like if they knew that it was somewhere safe that they can go, I think that they were possibly more willing to go.
Now, I did see the statistic that said that most men prefer to do their therapy online at 35 to 45%. Now, I will say this was majority white males that they surveyed. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like it's easier now? Because Lord knows, me and the AI, people talking to Chat GPT, all the things. I could get on my soapbox, but I'm not. What do you think about men preferring that option, or do you think that is true?
So it's gonna sound confusing, but I think that could be looked at as a positive thing, right? Because prior to that, it was even less men willing to participate in therapy at all. So although it may be an easier route, at least it's I think it's progress headed in the right direction to possibly get them to in person. But I don't know if it's gender based. I think most people in general nowadays prefer virtual because it's out of the convenience of being in front of a device at their house versus jumping in the vehicle, driving across town, finding parking, getting out, walking in the building, getting on the elevator, going up the elevator, finding the suite, sitting in the checking, signing in, sitting in the lobby, waiting to be called back, then had a session, get back in the car, drive. So versus just turning on the device. I think we've all been programmed and conditioned to seek convenience. So that's part of it that's got to be considered. No,
I guess again, you're looking at somebody who started a whole series behind not wanting to have to Google. I want to talk to someone in person. So for me, nah, because if I'm in my space, it's real easy to get distracted. You know, I'm looking out the window. I see the squirrels messing with my crops in the back. Now I want to get the squirrels. You know,
most people like you? Is most people like you? It's only one Kiana, y'all. She know that. It's only one Kiana. So the fact that it just goes to show. Okay?
You know what? So I'm not gonna lie. Y'all. So recently,
you prefer in person.
I prefer in person.
Okay, yeah.
I prefer in person. I like to get out of my environment, go into a space, talk about it, whatever it is that I'm hashing out. I have the ride back, you know, to kind of dissect what was happening, download, think about it, or so forth. So for me, I prefer it. You know, I prefer.
Feed off energy too, though.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
You can't get that. You can get it through a device, but it's watered down. It's light.
It really is. It really is.
Nothing can replace the interaction of the energy in person. I get it, but I think the fact that if you did research and seeing how many men are willing to just participate in the process, although virtual, I think overall is at least probably increasing. I think it is getting better. It's just slow. It's slow.
What do you think What do you think that can help those numbers? Help spread the word.
Well, Genesis Hope for Growth, counseling and consulting. That's first of all. You know, just having more establishments where we can do some outreach and be in where they are, right? Like making visits to the barbershops and saying, hey, you know, these services are available. Going to the gym, you know what I mean? Being at the basketball court, you know, going to the nighttime spots, at least letting people know that, look, these not only are these services available, but these services are available, they're delivered by somebody that look like you. And then I think, and being genuine and authentic and real, I think they can feel that, you know, and they can see that, okay, you know what? And also being willing to make therapy attractive. You know, making therapy attractive, making self-help and getting better attractive in some kind of way.
I feel like it is.
Maybe
is
the
it
churches,
not?
The churches can also be a part, put it out there. You know what I mean? I think, so this is my personal opinion. I'm not speaking clinically. I just think the powers that be has made therapy cliches. Like I don't know. They made it like, I don't know, where I'm just going to get help.
It's the thing.
You know what I mean? Right.
It's a step. It's trendy.
Versus
trendy.
The actual essence of somebody actually having a positive impact to change the course of their life. You know, and then positive impact on everybody that's associated with them.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, and in that instance, I want to loop back to going to the places.
Yeah.
I like that. Because the thing is, I personally, again, you're right. Not everybody's like me. I read everything. I walk by, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read through it. But I do think that if people went like more, like you said, more clinicians, you know, just went and said, you know what, as my way to give back to my community, I'm going to go and visit the barbershop on Saturday. I'm going to go, like you said, and set up at the pickup game at the park or so forth. I think that's a great idea. But like me, so when people find out what I do for a living, all of a sudden they can't eat nothing around me. They can't do nothing around me. Do you find that you have that? Like, by being a therapist, a clinician, that somebody is like, shh, I ain't gonna say that in front of him. Do you get that?
That's a good question. But I really, to be honest, if you just hang with me, I don't like to talk about work.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Detached. So, this guy, guys.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
So I don't put it out there. Mm-hmm. Like, I really don't. Mm-hmm. But for the people that know me, that know I'm a clinician, they know me well enough to know me, that they know how they can get down whether they're around me or not. So they know I don't. Maybe it's different with, because you do the health and wellness, so maybe it's different. It's more conscious. I do get people want to dump on me. They want to dump. They want to talk about everything. But I get that anywhere I go.
That's because you're that type of person.
I could be in the airport and somebody's a complete stranger just want to talk.
So that's that Virgo. That's that Virgo. Virgos get that.
To answer your question, I do get it, but I don't. They just want to talk. That's why I just listen. I learned how to not give. Advice. Just listen. Unless they ask me for it specifically, I don't. I don't.
I mean,
unless they ask me specifically, a wise man once said nothing at all. So I'll just listen. I can listen for hours.
Wow, man, that's good patience. I cannot. Don't try that. So, how would someone get in touch with you? Because obviously you offer online services, right? Yeah. Tell me about it.
I got in person too, and you can find me on www.GenesisHopeFG.com. My Instagram is GenesisHopeFG, as well as my Facebook is GenesisForHope.com as well. And my phone number that you can reach me on is 210-951-9586, and that's how you can find me. I'm on Psychology Today too.
Nice.
Yeah, Psychology Today. You can find my profile. It'll also let you know my services are, what my rates are. Right now, I'm only accepting private pay, except I do have negotiated rates. And trust me, you can afford it because you worked it.
Ooh. Did you hear that? He said, you are worth it.
You can afford it.
You are worth it. I've been saying this for the last couple of days. Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to, guys. Like you said, we talk about fitness. We talk about self-help. We talk about all the things. And it's not just one thing. It's not just choosing to eat the healthy meal. It's not just choosing to go work out. It's about making sure that we're doing the checks, that our emotional health is good. How do you feel? Your mental health is good. What are you thinking? The hardest critic that we have is ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So you watch what your self-talk is. Make sure that you take the time. And because this segment is dedicated to men's mental health, somebody in your circle may need to talk to somebody. They may not be willing to do it right away. Keep planting the seeds. Sometimes, as my man said, you may just need to listen. Just listen and provide that safe space, right? So, thank you, Efrem, for coming through. Bring it in. Yeah, my man. Look, we started off on cookies and now we talking about conversation.
Yeah. Deep conversation.
That part.
Thank you for having me, Kiana.
Thank you
for all that you do.
Thank you for coming and sharing your information. Like you said, you got his information. We are going to drop that in the description box. You already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Share this video with somebody that needs to get out their own way and prioritize their mental health or their fitness journey. Because again, they go hand in hand, right? So, I'm Coach K, owner of Wanna Go Fit, saving the world 1 pound at a time, baby. Until we meet again. Bye.
Bye, y'all.